By defunding police, abolishing cash bail, and releasing tens and tens and tens of thousands of dangerous criminals from jail, the radical left is bringing a nightmare of mayhem and lawlessness to every city, every suburb, and every community in America.
That was former President Trump weighing in on the ongoing crime wave sweeping across this nation at his Save America rally in Sarasota, Florida on Saturday. Now, the NYPD released new crime stats on the ongoing crime in New York City, comparing May of 2021 to May of 2020, and the numbers, they are difficult to look at. Shootings up 75%, robberies up 47%, grand larceny up 35.6%, and felony assaults up by 20.5%. Joining me now is a man hoping to make big changes in New York to ensure we do not have this type of lawlessness in our cities, in our streets. Republican mayoral candidate Curtis Sliwa, thank you for joining us here on the Chris Salcedo Show. Hope you had a blessed 4th of July. Talk to us about what you think needs to happen right now in New York and perhaps across this nation to ensure that we take care of our #1 priority and our #1 responsibility to our citizens, which is making sure that they are safe in their homes and safe on their streets.
Well, Chris, I'm talking to you from the belly of the beast in the Bronx, which out of the 5 boroughs that make up New York City has had the worst of this surge in violent crime. A number of shootings. There have been 24 shootings in the last 12 hours over the July 4th weekend, most of them in the Bronx. And I anticipate where I am tonight, there will be a series of retaliatory shootings in response to what happened yesterday because there have been no arrests. The cops are reactive, no longer proactive. We have Mayor de Blasio in New York City who said no to President Joe Biden, who just last week said cities that are suffering from violent crime can use additional COVID-19 stimulus money to go out and hire more police. Hire more police in Chicago, Minneapolis, Seattle, Portland, New York City. Our mayor said thank you, but no thank you, as our crime wave continues. I believe that Bill de Blasio, this mayor, is a cop hater. Why would you turn money down from the federal government in which the president himself is specifically saying, oh, no, you can repurpose it and use it to hire police? That's a smack in the face to all law-abiding citizens, to the police themselves. And they've been stripped of qualified immunity, which means they can be personally sued now for any action they take. So they've been rendered impotent. And that's why you need to become the next mayor of the city of New York to restore the glory, the grandeur, and the greatness of what the NYPD Police Department always represented.
Now, we talk about this new surge in a defund police movement. Talk to us about just how detrimental that is. Anybody with half a brain recognizes that even if you want to reimagine policing, that requires more money. Even in the process of bridging the gap between the police force that we currently have and a reimagined police force, that requires an infusion of capital. Talk to us about the disconnect between what is actually required to make sure that we can have a more prosperous city and a safer city, and what these people on the left, the woke crowd, are actually talking about.
Well, Chris, I've asked the Democrats, how's that worked out, that defund the police movement, skyrocketing violent crime, and then you have AOC, all out crazy, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, who actually says to the Democrat Socialists of America, we need to take more money out of the police budget. We need to have less prisons, less police, chaos, anarchy. And it's very clear that this is an attempt, I believe, to move the population. Because as people are more fearful, as violent crime rises, many are, as you can see, are moving south of the Mason-Dixon line. They're repopulating from New York City to Florida, Georgia, North Carolina, South Carolina, Virginia, Tennessee, Texas. So that's blue than ever before, and more capitalists. And so I'm going to fight not to move.
Right. I think Curtis will lose you a little bit there, Curtis, but
they want the duty to do.
All right, Curtis Sliwa, Republican candidate for mayor in the city of New York. We'll talk to you again soon, my friend. Again, when children are being shot in broad daylight, parents being assaulted in broad daylight, clearly something needs to be done.
Hey, I'm Rob Finnerty. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please join the conversation in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe, too. Hit the bell icon to be alerted to breaking news. And remember, there's a whole lot more on Newsmax TV, America's fastest growing cable news network. Newsmax TV, we're real news for real people.